What's up, guys? It's another Thursday night. Hope this number ain't right. I'm saying over here on my software because it says 0. Nobody's here.
Mine says waiting for the Orlando Pepper.
Really? What's going on? We're live.
Ask them if anybody sees that.
Anybody see me out there?
The wait, it just clicked on.
All right. Looks like we had a glitch in our software here. My streaming software wasn't going through to YouTube, and everything was a little bit behind.
Okay,
So,
now you're good. Everybody's saying yes.
Okay.
Thanks, you guys.
yeah, thanks, guys. Sorry. Wasn't my fault. I'm sitting here looking at this, and the number says 0, and I said, oh, that ain't right. I hope not anyway. But here we are. We made it. All right, another Thursday night. But let's do our roll call here. Let's see who's in the house here. Looks like Glenn Anderson was first. All right. And Janet was right behind him. There we go. Oh, let's go on down here. Texas Raider. Buddy, I hope you're missing all that rain down there that storm's bringing in. It's supposed to be a mess, so I hope you're getting through that all right. Debbie Jones is in the house. All right, Debbie, I'm going to be back at the gun range on Saturday at 1 o'clock. I'll be at the Triple N Ranch gun range if you guys want to join me or anybody else out there. I'm going to go out and fire off a few rounds and have a little fun, so come on and join me if you want to. I'll be glad if you do. I'd love to see you. Brother Genesis is with us. Shalom. Thank you, sir. Thanks for being here. Michelle J. Yeah. OP Nation, Linda Farrow's calling out. That's right. That's who we are. That's who we are. Who else we got down here? Oh, let me see. Texas Raider called him out. Ooh, there's Greg right there. Greg Harmon's with us. Yeah. Good evening to everyone. What'd Texas say? Oh, it's between you and him. All right, I'll let you have that. Buzz Runner's in the house. There we go. My buddy just north of here. Lynn is with us. There's my girl right there. She wants to say hello to everyone. And who else we got? Tammy Joe. I'll give Tammy Joe a shout. There we are. Hey, Tammy.
Todd wants to know how it's going with the no smoking.
We're going to get into that in just a minute. It's actually going very well. I want to share it with you guys. I want to share it with you. That's how good it's going. Who else we got down here? Susan Muser's with us. All right. There's my man Rural right there. We had a good time over on his channel last night for his live feed. If you guys are not subscribed over there, please do. I'm sure he needs your help because YouTube's trying to kill us all. But we had a great time last night during that live feed. I really enjoyed that. Oh, let's go on down here and see who we got. Is that about it? That might be about it. Oh, there's Todd. Todd joined us tonight. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Edith and Jeffrey's in the house. All right. Thank you. Got your email today? No, yesterday. I hadn't checked my email today. I got to do that. Well, I did this morning, but there wasn't anything there early. I checked my email early in the morning, and then I don't check it until the next day. So if you sent me something later, I hadn't seen it yet. But hey, I appreciate you trying to hook me up with those rounds. But, like I sent you that link, that's a dang good price on those. Even with the shipping charge on that, I had to jump on that because that was cheap. It really was. Who else did I get down here? David T. David T. Forrest with us. What's going on, buddy? There's Metals in the house. He's with us. Yeah.
Got somebody new down here.
That's right. That 3030. That's what we were looking for, Jeff. Kathy C's in the house. There's the Iowa crowd. Wants to say hello to everybody. All American Prepper. That's a man right there. Got to check him out too. He puts out some awesome videos. And he's pumping out some shorts right now that you really need to, kind of click on every day and check them out because he's putting some good stuff up there. Fourth and Goal's in the house. Fluffy Otter is with us. There we go. There's Miss Pauline. Yes, sir. Eddie's back. Thank you, Eddie. Appreciate it. And Tamara's here. Yep. There we go. I think that's about it. You said somebody new was there's
The
Nick.
Virginia Bushcrafter.
All right, there's my man Nick right there. Virginia Bush Patriot Ordnance with us. Wants to say hello to everyone. Let me see if I can catch that new one. I don't see him down here. I must not have got down there yet. There we are, Virginia Bushcrafter. All right. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it very much. Hopefully we'll entertain you a little bit, maybe teach you a thing or two.
Dave
Nope.
just popped in.
Don't think we're going to teach you much tonight because most of what I'm talking about tonight is going to be political. I don't do that much. I really don't. But there's something going on we got to talk about, folks. You can tell by the title here, welcome to 1984, pretty much what this is going to be about. Yeah, Rural wanted to say hello to Janet. All right. Let's go on down, see if I missed anybody. There we go. Nikki G, that dude. All right. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you'll come back. Hopefully you'll see something here you like and you'll join us again next week and be on the lookout for some videos. Hopefully I'll get those going again. That's kind of what's going on with my smoking. I hadn't posted any videos because I'll be honest with you. I've been having some hard time nicotine withdrawals. I did it the hard way. I just said, nope, that's it. I quit. It's my 4th day. I tried it a few times, on my own and didn't work out too well. So finally I just got tired of it. And I said, look, okay. All right. I told myself, all right, you're too weak to do this on your own. So I looked at that last cigarette. I looked at it. I said, yeah, I'm going to finish this cigarette, but you are going to be the last one. And I know that for a fact because I asked God to help me with it. I did. When I put that cigarette out, I said, Lord, I'm not strong enough to do this. Please help me. I can't do it on my own. I need your strength through me. Please. And I guess he knew I meant it because I hadn't picked up one since. That's 4 days ago. Now, like I told Pam earlier, I get a little itchy every now and then.
But he's done really good. He's done
I
really
do.
good. He was driving a little aggressive yesterday, but other than that, he's good.
Yeah,
It's all good.
we were out and about doing some errands yesterday, and she said, well, you're being a little aggressive here. But I knew I couldn't do it alone, so I prayed for God's help. And he said, okay, we can do this. We can do this. I know that he's dependent on me to be strong, and he's going to be as strong as I'm going to be. He's going to be stronger, but I have to prove that I can keep up with him. It's that simple. So ain't going to be no more cigarettes, guys. It's been 4 days since I picked up a cigarette. It's been tough. It has. But every time I get that itch and I want one, I just say, Lord, here we are. I need your help. It's tough right now. Please help me out. And amazingly, something happens to take my mind off of it. That's a fact. That's an absolute, like today, I'm charging my little portable solar charger. And, I decided, okay, I'm going to go out and, piddle around in the yard because I'm wanting a cigarette bad. So I go out there and I check on my little charger and it's getting nothing. Zip. I got an error message on the solar charge controller. This ain't right. I said, whoa, this ain't right. So instantly my mind was off those smokes. So for the next 2 hours, I had to rewire the whole dang thing.
Kept him busy for a while.
Yeah. The switch died. The on and off switch I put in there died. And it was getting an error signal on the charge controller. So I had to redo all of that. I didn't have a replacement switch like the one I had on there. But thank goodness I had one that was actually a little better. So I put that in there and got everything going good. And it charged up. And now we're ready to rock and roll again. And that was a good distraction. It really was for about 2 hours. But that's where I am on that smoking situation, guys. They say all the experts, all the addiction experts, they say it takes 3 days to develop a habit and 3 weeks to break it. Well, I think I broke it with one prayer. Truly do. I think I did. If I'm wrong, if I do backslide, it's my fault, that's for sure. But I don't see that happening because I don't want to do that. But let me get on past that.
And tell them you're already healthier. You're not coughing.
Oh yeah, you guys have seen me on here coughing and carrying on, but that's kind of stopped. It's not as bad as it was, that's for sure. But like I said, let me get on by that. All I'm gonna do is ask you keep praying for me. Right now, it's still a little struggle, but I can handle it. I think I'm tough enough to handle it, especially with God's help. But I've wasted 10 minutes. No, I didn't waste it. I was talking about God, and that's not a waste. But let me get on what I got here to talk about. First thing is, guess what? YouTube has declared war on your Second Amendments. Your Second Amendment, my Second Amendment. Anything to do with guns, they're restricting those videos now. For somebody to watch it, they have to be an adult. They have to prove they're an adult, 18 or over, to watch a video that has any kind of gun-related stuff in it. That's the policy they're going to institute. I don't know if they have yet or not, but I received an email from them telling me that my videos that are showing guns, even the ones that were in the background, back when I used that wall over there for my background instead of this one, they have been restricted because they have guns in them. And that's just air guns. That's not even real guns. But they notified me that they've been restricted. So there ain't nothing I can do about that. But thank goodness there's a gun rights group that's jumping on them about it. And hopefully that'll work out. But we'll see what happens with that. You guys know me. Love my guns. Guns. Did you hear that, YouTube? Guns, guns. I'm going to the gun range on Saturday. Guns. Okay. I was wanting to use that wall tonight, but Lady Prepper had already set everything up in here with me using this background, so I had to go with that. So, but that's ridiculous. That's just crazy. And talk about stepping on your rights. How about this? Louisiana's become the first state to make it a requirement that 10 Commandments be displayed in public school classrooms. Well, you know how long that lasted before a lawsuit was filed. About an hour. ACLU jumped all over that. So we got to see how that turns out. But they're not taking one right away from you. They're taking another one. It don't matter which way they go. They're gonna do whatever the liberals are going to do whatever they can to take away any kind of rights you have, because they're just fascist. It's that simple. People running this platform, the YouTube platform, they're fascist. It's that simple. So let me get on by that. Let's get on to what affects you, your wallet. Don't know if you noticed, a lot of people didn't. These are just some of the headlines this week about the U.S. dollar. The one there about Japan dumping the $63 billion, that was today. I don't know if you guys know how that works, but it's really not good for us. That was just the first one. There were, as you can see, there are several more there. But while this administration keeps telling you how strong our dollar is and how great our economy is going, if you look to sources outside of the United States, you see things like this right here. There's already been over, just this past week, $1 trillion that would normally be done in U.S. dollars. Over $1 trillion has been cut off. The nations have gone to local currencies. So that's hurt our dollar tremendously. And that's like that 63 billion by Japan right there. Right at the top, 63 billion worth of U.S. bonds. I don't know if you guys know how that works, but it's actually pretty simple. They borrowed that much money from the United States. They've actually bought U.S. Treasury notes, which are dollars, and they've decided, no, we don't need these anymore. So they're going to send them home. They send them back to the United States. So all of that money is back in circulation in our country, which makes every dollar you have worth less. And that's just one country. It's happening with several countries across the world now. The U.S. has weaponized the dollar against these nations. And now they're seeing an option with the BRICS currency. Russia is trying to push China to make sure that that currency is announced in October of this year at their meeting in Russia. So if it is, then they're actually going to have to institute that real quick. I know that China is buying up billions and billions and billions of dollars worth of gold to back up their new currency, so it will actually be worth money. It will actually have value, unlike the U.S. dollar. And if you noticed, one of those headlines there was that Saudi Arabia no longer is using the U.S. dollar for the world petrodollar. That was all that kept it afloat, guys. That was it. It's not backed up by anything but the fact that it's a petrodollar. Well, now that's over. That's another thing that's going to hurt our economy. Let them keep lying to you. Let them keep telling you, we're doing great. We got the best job market. Inflation's going down. Well, hell, inflation had to go down. It was almost 10% last year. It had to go down. If not, we would be in an absolute depression right now. But let them keep blowing smoke up your bottom, because it's not going good. It's not going great at all. What you got?
Kathy asked if they're getting the gold from us. Where are they getting the gold?
Yes, they're buying it all over the world. They're buying it from the United States gold markets, European gold markets. They're buying it, African gold market. They're buying it everywhere. But they're just in the business, the people that are selling it to them, they're just in the business of selling gold. It would cause inflation at some point. You are absolutely right. It's just going to make every dollar we have worth less. But honestly, the way the U.S. has treated these countries using that dollar, I don't blame them. I really don't. I hate to say that, because, I'm an American. I believe in this country. I don't believe in this administration and the direction we're going now, but I believe in this country, and I want it to be strong. But this is just killing us, guys, a little bit at a time. And every news source in the United States is neglecting it. Even the ones they call themselves conservatives, they're just totally neglecting it. All right, that's enough rant on that. But everybody thinks the economy is getting better. So guess what? Joe got a little bump in the polls. This is a Fox News poll that was taken in the last couple of days. For the first time in a long time, Joe actually polled better in a nationwide presidential poll than Donald Trump. Well, I can tell you why that is. It's very simple. Because as they drive down the road every day and they look at those gas price signs, that's gone down. In the last month and a half, those prices have dropped. But people don't know why they've dropped. That's not good for our country. This administration is selling off our petroleum reserves, our strategic reserves, to private companies to distribute across the country to their service stations in an effort to buy votes. That's it. But while they're doing that, they're weakening our nation. And at this moment, we're closer to World War III than we have ever been.
And don't we need those reserves for that?
We need those reserves for our military, just in case something happens here. And they're going to be people that say, well, it'll never happen here. That's never going to happen. Well, guess what? I live in Florida. There were nuclear Russian submarines with nuclear weapons less than 25 miles off my coast last week. So don't tell me I'm not under threat. I'm old enough to remember the Cuban Missile Crisis and what that did to this country. When we had a real president and a real government that cared about our country, instead of this bunch of lackluster assholes right now that's trying to make every penny they can get, and it don't matter what it does to this country. I remember what happened to this country then. I remember how people were scared to death and they wanted to step up and fight. Not anymore. Can you imagine what would happen if we had to? They were all talking about that draft last week. Can you imagine what's going to happen if Gen Z gets drafted? Holy cow. They're going to have mass suicides across the country on all these military bases because these pansy ass kids can't make it. You know, I got off on something there I didn't mean to at all. Let me go on. But I'm being honest. I mean, we're under a threat right now like we haven't been in 50 years, no, 60 years. And this president and this administration is weakening our forces by selling off the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. So people, like I said, can drive down the street and see that number go down and say, oh, we're doing great now. And that's why that number changed on the polls. But all they have to do is look at their grocery bill.
I'm just going to say they're driving past that sign
Yeah.
at the grocery store. That should bring them back.
Their food prices hadn't gone down a bit. That's for sure. You know, this might have went down a little bit or that might have went down a little bit. But the bottom line on that receipt is higher than it has been in 3 years, 3.5 years now. But that's the game they're playing, guys. I ain't falling for it. Hopefully you won't either. I like that cheap gas as much as anybody. But I know why it's cheap, and I don't think it's a good thing. But that's enough of that rant. Let me get on. What about our boy Joe here? Let me play this video right here. I got to play a video for you.
Think about it. How much have you heard this phrase?
The blood of liberty.
Wash it, though. Give me a break. No, I mean it, seriously. And by the way, if they want to think to take on government if we get out of line, which they're talking again about, well, guess what? They need F-15s. They don't need a rifle.
All right. 2 things happened there. I hope you noticed. First was he tried to quote Thomas Jefferson, which was this quote right here. The tree of liberty, not the blood of liberty. And then he went off mumbling because he didn't know what the hell he was saying. And, you know, poor old bastard. I actually feel sorry for him. I do. I truly do. They just used him as a puppet. But right there is what he was trying to quote. The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. That's what he was trying to say. And he couldn't get that right. But guess what? You were wrong if you thought that's a problem. According to them, that's fake. That's a fake video. He didn't say that. He wasn't out there mumbling and stumbling around like an old boob. This administration told you that it's okay. That's not true. It was fake. All right? It was fake. But if you read 1984, the most powerful line in that entire book, right there, you see it. The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. And that's where we are right now. We are in 1984. There's no denying it. It's a fact. They're telling us what we see is not real. If you don't believe that, especially when this young lady that's up there mumbling about it tells you that, then you're a racist or you're a bigot. You know, you're a misogynist because she's a woman. They want to lay that guilt trip on you to make you feel bad. And so many Americans have fallen for that over the years. I saw it myself with people that I knew personally. You know, they had to vote for a certain candidate because of his skin color. They told me that. They were trying to prove they're not racist. Well, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. I almost said a bad word right there. A real bad word. But it's out there. It's real. But it's, you know, they're telling you, don't believe what you see and what you hear because we don't like it. We don't want you to believe it. So don't. 1984, that quote I just showed you right there. Hey, Craig, what's up, bud? Better late than never, my friend. Wait till we're finished here and go back and catch a replay. I get credit for it that way anyway. I don't get credit for people watching this live feed. But, you know, that's where we've gotten. They are so bad. They don't want you to believe what you see. They're so bad. They know they have to import votes from other countries. Americans aren't going to support this happening to their country. That's why they want those gates open. And that immunity thing that they're waiting on Donald Trump in the Supreme Court, let me tell you, that can only go one way. This right here popped up the other day. And when I saw that, I said, that pretty much settles the way the Supreme Court is going to decide on that case. Mayorkas is sitting there telling the news that, you know, the administration's not responsible for what those people done that they let in. Ain't that kind of like what they're trying to lay on Donald Trump? He's responsible for the actions of the people that, you know, were there that day to listen to him speak. He's responsible for that, even though he did not take part in it. He did not tell them to do it. Now, here's that turd. Yeah, he's a turd. I can't stand that guy. He's sitting there trying to tell people it's not our fault that we let these immigrants get in and they kill people. So what's the Supreme Court going to do with that case? They have to rule that the president has immunity from stuff like that. If they don't, then there's going to be some ambitious conservative district attorney somewhere who wants to be governor. And if the Supreme Court says, okay, the president is liable for, you know, all of these actions of his supporters or whatever, then that district attorney is going to charge Joe Biden with accessory to murder, probably about, you know, 400 or 500 times, because that's how many people have been killed by these immigrants he's led in the country. But that would open the floodgates for that. So they can't rule that way. You know, we're talking the Supreme Court here, the U.S. Supreme Court here, not the New York Supreme Court or the California Supreme Court. You know, they have to do it. It will be interesting to see what happens if they say the president doesn't have immunity in those cases. But even if you had a family member that was killed by one of those immigrants, you can go to a district attorney and say, I want him charged with accessory to murder. And that DA is going to be running scared, so he's going to have to do it. So it's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds. But I can't believe that SCOTUS is going to rule the way liberals want them to right now. Because if they do, in the long run, it's going to work out for them like Harry Reid's nuclear majority in the Senate. It's going to come back to bite them in the butt. That's for sure. That's an absolute fact. Holy cow, I've already run almost 30 minutes. There's one more thing I want to comment on, though. We all know that in the summertime, in election year, we start the riot season. You know, riot season's going to roll around in the summer. Is this the date? Is that it right there? Is it going to be July 11th when Donald Trump is sentenced? Now, here's the thing. If he's sentenced to something kind of weak, which I very, very seriously doubt in New York, the liberals are going to get pissed off and they're going to start rioting. That's right, Edith. Thank you, ma'am. It's apple juice time. This one's for you, Edith. Thank you. I'm glad you're getting better, girl. But if the liberals don't get a judgment that they want, they're going to riot. Now, here's the thing. If they put him in jail, are conservatives going to do the same thing? Are those militia going to come out of the hills that Maxine Waters warned us about? Are liberals are conservatives going to get together and start burning cars and looting buildings and stuff like that? No, we don't do that. We let the system play out. And we all know it in the end, it's going to play out in Donald Trump's favor in the Supreme Court because everything about that conviction was illegal. Everybody knows it. Even the people that prosecuted him know it. That's not the point. They just want to bind him up so he can't run for president. So, are they going to put him in jail? If they do, it will create a problem. But here's the thing. I think that George Soros and a couple of other of his billionaire buddies who have these groups on speed dial will give them a call and say, hey, let's do this. Let's make it look like we're conservatives and we're going to start busting up stuff. We're going to start rioting, burning buildings and cars, just so the media can play on it. This is what Donald Trump caused. That's one way
That's sad,
that
but I
could
think
go.
you called it.
But I hope it don't go that way.
Right.
I really hope it don't, but it could. I'm just saying that's a possibility. But here's another possibility that would be peaceful, and it would work for the liberals as well as the conservatives. If they put Donald Trump on house arrest, he won't be able to campaign. It's that simple. He won't go to jail. He'll be living in a palace. So nobody on the conservative side is really going to get upset about it, but the liberals will get what they want. He won't be able to get out on the campaign trail and have these rallies. But we know he's going to do it online like what we're doing right here tonight. But that would be kind of a peaceful resolution to the problem that would make, it wouldn't make everybody happy, but it would just be peaceful. Let me put it that way. But July 11th is the date. Keep your eyes on it, guys. Get ready for it, just in case. You know, when it does break out and it goes bad, it's bad everywhere. You know that. So get ready for it. But I'm taking up enough of your time here, folks. Appreciate you hanging with me. I run over a little bit. Got off on a couple of things I didn't really plan on talking about. Let's see what Michelle's got going here. I don't think he needs to get out and campaign. He'll still make everybody hear him. Yes, he will in some way. I believe you're absolutely right. What we got here? Biden's last campaign was from his basement. That's right. And this one will be from wherever like right now, they got him stashed up at Camp David. He's not going to make an appearance until the debate next week because they know he's going to look like a damn fool like he did in that clip I just showed you. But don't believe that clip. They said that was fake. What we got going here? Rural 2. You're all amazing. Stay strong and keep prepping. That's right, buddy. We all got to do that. There's Scruffy Scrub. She jumped in. I didn't see you in earlier. If I missed you during roll call, guys, I appreciate it. But I love every one of you, and I really do appreciate all of you being here. Keep your eyes open. July 11th is that date. It's going to be key. Yeah, I'm going to watch the debate next week. What night is that on? Is it
Thursday, I think.
It's on Thursday. It better be at 9 o'clock
Wednesday or Thursday.
because at 8 o'clock I'm going to be right here talking to these folks.
Maybe it's
But-
Wednesday. I can't remember. Sorry.
That wasn't the cigarettes, guys. My throat's dry. All right, then. Let me get out of here. Join me at Triple N Ranch on Saturday if you can, if you're local. Come on by. Let's meet up. Short-lived Saint was there last time I was there. I hope he catches a replay here and he meets us up again. I got a couple of folks that's going to meet me there already. So we'll get together and have a good time. Soon as this weather cools off, I'm going to go up there one day. I'm going to pitch a canopy and I'm going to tell everybody, just come on, let's come on over here and let's have dinner. Let's have lunch and let's get together and have a little fun and have lunch and talk. But between now and then, I'm trying to find a meeting hall for us to get together locally here somewhere. I just got to get a line on the meeting hall. It's too hot to have a meeting outside. So hopefully I can work that out in the next few weeks and I'll let you know. Until then, you know what you got to do. Stay strong. Keep prepping, guys. Keep your eyes on the ball. Watch what's happening. And pray for the USA. Your Orlando Prepper is out.